Hello, Planet Watchers. Welcome to Mary Jane's sign of Virgo. Hi there.
Hi, all you Virgos and everybody else out there. Welcome to the party.
We are celebrating you with, it sounds like some fairly good skies. This sounds really promising.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting times. I'm looking forward to it in general. I don't know how long this will go on, but I still like birthdays in spite of my canonical years, but that's okay. And as long as the parties keep happening, I'm okay.
Yeah, you like to
So,
party. You like to
yes,
have a good time.
yes, I do. I do. And I figure as long as that's the case, that's what I'm going to do.
You're going to keep partying as long as you can, right? Yeah. As long as you keep
Exactly,
having them, why not?
exactly. And if it's my birthday, anybody's birthday is really a pretty good excuse. So, yeah, welcome aboard. That's cool.
This is true. You got any big plans for your birthday?
I'm going to be spending my birthday in Italy. I'm leaving Wednesday for a week. But on my birthday, which is later on in the month, I'll be in Italy again. This is turning into an Italy month, taking the baths in Abano in thermal spa city. It's a
Oh,
fantastic situation. And
mm.
then knocking around for an extra week in Tuscany. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Good way to spend one's birthday, I figure.
Oh, yes, yes, that is lovely. Oh my God, you going with Susan? You
Susan and another Italian friend actually who's going to show us some things. We'll show her some things too. Susan and I were in Italy at 1st of August last year.
Yes.
And yeah, got to see some really good things that our friend Ava hasn't seen yet. So we will take turns showing her fun stuff.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be a
Yeah,
good time. Good way to spend your birthday.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. So lots of travel going on for me anyway. And this is what I live for. So it's all great.
And I swear it must be good to you because you seriously do not age.
Well, I'm lucky that way. Virgos, we've got something going because Virgos is a Mercurian sign, huh? And Virgos typically age well, really well. So I can't say I'm doing anything about it. I've spent a lot of money on some very good face creams, but for the rest, it's just kind of luck and good genes, I guess, in the background from all these years. Good pioneer stock. And yeah, so far so good. Eh?
Eh, I'll take it, right? I'll take it. All right, before we knock into Virgo, I gotta say, this retrograde ended last Monday. Oh
Yes.
my God, it was so hairy.
Just a killer. I know.
Awful
I've
across the board.
everybody I talked to was having
Yes.
some sort of communications or travel or mechanical breakdowns, just a mess. And I'm so
Dreadful.
glad it's over.
Oh my God, it's been heavy this whole summer. I mean,
Yeah.
something was going on this summer.
For sure. In spite of this really wonderful, we talked last time about this wonderful trine that's going on in the sky in the heavy planets. They're setting up, they're looking really good on a huge civilization basis. Things are supposed to be working well, but these little fast planets have been bouncing off them and not making things easy for the gods to get organized for us.
Not so much. Well, and solar flares and Schumann resonance. It feels like we're getting cleansed and prepped for something.
Yeah, well, we can only hope so, huh? We
Only
can
hope so.
only hope so, yeah. This sad, we're starting off in this month anyway, rather testily, let's say. And it's important to start here because it's just so funny looking at the chart of this Ingress. We're all feeling like babes in the woods. That's the
That's
name I'm giving
that's
to
the
this first week.
sage in the woods.
Babes in the woods, stumbling around, a lack of direction, a lack of initiative, total confusion. We feel like things are supposed to be happening, but they're not. This whole month, in fact, this Virgo period is going to be sort of a hiatus. We were talking earlier, I said it looks boring, which is maybe not so bad. But as far as getting out there and trying to get some things done, it's going to be It's going to be tricky. The sun coming over will be doing an opposition to Saturn from the 13th of September, but on through until the 22nd of September. We've got a particularly nasty moon in there on the 14th and the 21st. This is the reality check of all time. The sun that's saying on this end and Saturn saying, no, no, it's not your turn. You can try and you can think about it and you can want it really badly, but it's just not your turn. So as this first week is involved in this opposition until the 22nd and then some, all month we can say. So it's going to be a bit tough from that. A lot of blockage to our personal programs. The sun again is all our personal projects that sort of go by the wayside. With that, and for certain parties of us who are sensitive to the movements of Saturn, especially, we can see, I've said particularly hearing problems that are showing up for notably Virgos and Pisces, but also we can figure in Sagittarians and Geminis in there too. Might be seeing hearing problems showing up finally.
What was that? I'm kidding.
Yeah, very funny. However, help is on the way. Jupiter's in a very good position that is keying us in on good professional help. So if you're seeing some things that don't feel right, get a professional opinion about the thing. Those are some of this babes in the woods business going on. I want you all to be especially careful in sports, and especially, I'm going to say, on the East Coast of America. In sports, the lack of direction, the confusion is extremely important. I'm thinking of people out walking in the mountains or out walking through the forests or getting hopelessly lost. It's really lost time. And I'm saying keep your compasses, keep your GPS handy. Be careful to know the territory where you're out working out. Same as in kayaking, the same is true on the water, the same is true all over. In other areas, the same phenomenon is going to show up, but may touch more on one's professional life, one's job. If you're looking to make any major decisions, I would say to put them off until, well, 7 or 10 days down the line, the 1st of September in any case. As I said, the big picture is still there. These lovely heavy planets, slow planets are in this wonderful trine saying, yes, you all folks, just let's get together now. And it's time to get things shaped up down there on Earth because we're getting really tired of trying to take care of you. And this is the message from all those gods that are hooked up with Pluto and with Uranus and with Neptune and with Saturn. I mean, they're doing their job. They're looking really good up there. But there are so many awkward planetary aspects coming again from the faster planets, including the sun, including Mercury, that they tend to just sap all the energy and all the good direction, all the good intentions from this lovely trine. And there is one good day. I must say that one day, the 25th of August, please note, this is a wonderful day, getting a lot of help from the moon and from Venus. It's a wonderful day for job interviews, for negotiations of all types, all kinds of mediations, contracts, friendly arrangements, alliances, committee meetings, neighborhood associations, you name it. This is the day you might sit down and be able to really talk to each other with the help of these heavy planets.
So what day again was that?
This is the 25th of August, which is
That's
next,
just right around the corner. We're recording this.
Yeah,
on
it is
the 15th.
Monday. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So this is a day to use. It's one of the few that look really good. I talked about, let's see, the sun and Mercury going opposite to Saturn. This is a time where you're just feel like you're pulling on the oar all by yourself, and you essentially are, and probably trying to go up water. So it's just not working for us very fast. There's nothing to be done about that until really the end of September. This pattern is going on all month. It's not a really winning time for us Virgos out there to be plotting and planning things. That's okay. We'll just sit back and wait for our turn. This is going to happen.
Sometimes it's you seize the day, seize the energy and the momentum, and sometimes you need to wait a minute, but that's okay.
That's the
That's
whole
why
idea
we're doing this.
behind this
That
exercise,
is why we're
folks.
doing this Planet Watch every month to give us the dates where there's a, as the Bible says, a time to sow, a time to reap, a time to, I don't know, make headway,
All those
to
things.
sit on your heels,
All those things, all
right?
those times, a time to gather up stones and a time to get rid of stones, and cleaning out your closets.
Yeah, right.
This,
It's a good
this
time
is
for
this is the name
everything.
of the game. This is what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yes, that's why we do this every month.
Every month, come back and listen some more if you can still take it. Now, Venus, as I said, is doing some rather nice things this month. She's doing some hard things, first of all, from the 16th of August until the 27th of August. We'll say till the end of the month now, with the 27th being particularly difficult. All you game traders out there, home traders, be careful. There are lots of bizarre movements on the stock market these days and all sorts of exchange of money. If you're looking to borrow, you're looking to lend, all of these types of exchange are going to be particularly picky, difficult to count on through this long month, this long 10-day period anyway. We're also going to be hearing about some rather riotous feminist movements, again, in repressed areas of the world where women are rising. There's some movements with Mars at the same time that are showing this new repression. And we're going to be hearing about some new uprisings in some of this really sensitive places in the world.
Such as the United States.
Such as, right, right, this is true. However, okay, once Venus moves into Leo on the 25th of August, and for a nice long time, and is working particularly well with this slow planet trine. So there she'll be getting into some very good movements in fire and air. Again, this is a healthier time to be working on the stock market, for instance, an excellent time for creative writing, creative endeavors, theater work. All of this is going to get a very important heads up from Saturn during that period. And that's really wonderful. I think it's going to be extremely active, especially in the arts, all of the arts, all of the performing arts. Going to see some fantastic films coming out, some fantastic television, some fantastic music. This is going to be an important time. Before she goes into Leo, while she's still hanging around in Cancer here from the 15th of August clear through to the 25th, she's doing a very nice trine to all of the home asteroids, Juno and Hestia. This is a very good time from the 15th to the 25th, particularly the 25th, as we saw, for home improvements. This trine is happening in the water signs. So you can do work in your bathrooms, you can do work in your kitchens, put in that new heating and cooling system. It's also a rather interesting time to be choosing partners to help you out in all these little projects.
Love.
So yeah, this is nice. If you're thinking about maybe tying the knot, if you're thinking about getting a new roommate, if you're thinking about changing your closet arrangements, this is a very good time to be doing it. Venus is being particularly cooperative, except maybe monetarily. But for the rest, she's looking very good on our personal relationships. Mars, however, is acting up. Now, Venus and Mars are in a very nice connection this starting out anyway this month, but Mars is getting involved in a lot of outlaw behavior. He's going square to Jupiter virtually all month. We've got some difficult lunar visits on the 26th of August, also the 3rd, the 9th, and the 16th of September. When Mars is square to Jupiter, he wants to go outside the rules. He's going to be driving too fast. He's going to be, maybe that's all. He's going to be getting involved in some very risky or illegal business ventures. He's going to be cheating on his wife or his other partner, whatever, cheating on his partners in general. A very bad day in court if you have things outstanding that have to be decided in front of a judge. Why, it's not an excellent time to be doing any of that. Anyway, so Mars is being sort of a bad boy. You have to look at your own behavior, make sure this is not getting all tied up with the very risky choices that we're making earlier in the month. Certainly from the 20th, you can look for some very bad decisions being taken.
This brings me to a question. I can't believe I've never thought of this before, but what happens when aspects of one planet, one conjunction are very good and helpful, but then there's, equally bad aspects?
At the same time, of course,
Right.
that's called life. It can never be exactly black or white. The important thing in there, in this particular set of conditions, is the ruling planet in one's own personal chart. If I have a very strong Venus and a helpful Venus at the same time, why the good aspects of Venus are going to win the day. If, however, my Mars is more important or Saturn, why I'm going to feel the heavier aspects much more strongly. Again, we're each reacting differently. It's the same in war. There are going to be winners and losers, whatever happens. So it's very interesting at that point to know your own strong points, know your own strong places, and when and how to use them the best. This is what's involved here in slaloming between good and bad aspects. On any one day, you may feel both of them, but probably not to the same extent.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Mars too, again, we talked about a period of repression and especially on women. Mars is acting up here in a constant opposition to our friend Eris and Chiron. Eris is that little asteroid that seems to be pretty plucky as far as women's rights. The original Amazon, she's a very heavy feminist. And with Mars opposite, where we're going to see a lot of repression of new laws, new Sharia, new clampdowns on women's movements, but a lot of new uprisings as well accompanying all this. We can't sit still and watch these things go on. The rest of us out here in the so-called more civilized countries, as there should be. So what the name of the game is, Virgos are going to maybe not be in their strongest points, but they're going to be able to surf on with a nice Venus. My Venus is very healthy. I hope yours is too, because it will definitely help a lot. So that's how we can judge where to be, when to be, and how to be in any given period of time.
Well, since the stars are all moving, everything is constantly in flux. We're going to have new things coming up every day in all aspects of life, whether that's home or accidents or health or children or relationships.
For sure. And again, I pointed out the Venus in the water signs, for instance, and helping out at the home planets are going to be good for that kind of activity. But you can use these water signs for all kinds of things. This is a huge influx of artistic talent, innovation, inspiration, visualization. Artists are going to be using these things, maybe watercolor artists more than some other folks, but there's room for that. Whatever is involved. However, the water signs are tied up in our individual charts. This is where we're going to be using these particular points especially well.
Love it. Anything else we need to know about Virgo season?
Take care of your gardens. It's time to start closing down. Have good crops. I hope everything's been growing. It's been awfully dry around here, so.
It's been extraordinarily wet in Kansas City.
Ah,
My tomatoes have done very little. I can't say nothing. The cherry tomatoes have been pretty good, but the bigger ones,
yeah.
nothing. And eggplants, nothing, nothing. But cucumbers have been
Oh,
going crazy.
oh, wow. Go figure. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for the rest of crops around the world. I'm living in wine country, and here everyone's just praying that there won't be hailstorms. That's all they're really worried about right now.
Well, true. Yeah, because it's about time to harvest, isn't it?
It is indeed. You know what they say in Bordeaux, the local people, also in Burgundy, The local vintners have only two things really they have to worry about. They have to worry about hail, and they have to worry about the late arrival of their new Mercedes.
Oh.
So
Oh,
that
to be a wine person in Oregon. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Well,
that's
that
it.
makes sense.
Anyway, so far there's enough to go around, and that's all that we're really terribly worried about. So.
Well, maybe the Mercedes will come on time then.
Yes, yes. So
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this. If anybody is wondering how these reports are going to affect them personally, you need to get your chart done. And you not only
time to
get your
look
chart
in.
done. No, I had a consultation call the other day with someone who says, "Well, I had my chart done when my mother had it done when I was born. Should I be doing anything with this?" I was like, darling, it's right now, it's a pretty piece of paper. It means nothing to you. You need to have it interpreted. So I referred her, and hopefully she will be reaching out. So,
I
yes,
hope
if
so.
you've got your chart, you
Because
know what to do with.
life doesn't end when we're born, you know. That's just when it really gets interesting. There are different techniques in astrology that make me think about a lotus opening up, a flower that's going just like this. And it never stops. There's always a new petal showing up. There's always a new thing showing up. And it's important to fix ourselves into these rhythms that it's all a vast clockwork. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to look at, but we have to get involved and see how we can use this clockwork to our best advantage.
Amen. Amen. We're talking about this aspect is good for this person, and this aspect is good for this person. Find out who you are, know who you are.
That's it.
So,
That's it. And
so
I'd like to know who you are too. So
so you can step by going to radiatewellnesscommunity.com/appointment and select natal chart. Get your natal chart drawn up and interpreted by our own astrologer, Mary Jane. You need to
love
give
to
us
see
time to do that. So
you.
take some
I'd
minutes
love to see y'all.
to interpret it. Good.
Yep,
All right. All right. We'll see you again then in Libra.
indeed.
In Libra. Thank you.
Indeed. Looking forward to it. Meanwhile, have a very good period of Virgo. Have fun.
Yes, have fun. Have fun in Italy, Mary Jane.
Thank you. I shall.